fun project as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're passionate about it, really want to do some justice to the quality of it and want to get it done. Work all of a sudden becomes play.
Absolutely. Well, so now you have this deep love for theater, for stage work, and then also movies are in your life. So do you prefer one over the other?
I ask myself that all the time, and because I never come to a consensus, I would have to say no, I don't prefer one over the other. I do like them both for the various things that they offer. I think that it takes different chops to do each of the different media, okay? So in the case of theater, there are some technical obstacles that you have to overcome as an actor, as a vocal instrument, etc., for people to simply be able to see you, okay? In the case of theater, you actually have an entire audience to fill, okay? And your voice has to be loud enough to project to every single person in the audience so that you don't miss any lines. If you miss lines, then you miss out on, the important things. You have to be able to memorize the lines for an entire show and repeat them night after night after night instead of learning them, say, 5 minutes before the cameras roll, purging that scene from your memory for the rest of eternity. So there are certain things that are required of stage that aren't necessarily required in film, but at the same time, film offers some, I suppose, some artistic opportunities, some technical opportunities that stage doesn't. For instance, you can be a lot more intimate in a more natural way by being quiet and things which wouldn't count on stage because, again, they can't hear you. So, but I do like them both, and I want to make sure that I maintain both of them in my life for the rest of my life as an actor.
Very cool. So now when you were studying in Ames, were you a theater student?
I wasn't. I've only been acting on stage for about 4 years, and I've only been acting on camera for about 2. Luckily, this film, again, my first SAG credit came just 6 months or so after I did my very first thing on camera. I studied in school and am still a scientist. I'm a zoologist in particular, an entomologist. I study mosquitoes in the Iowa State Medical Entomology Lab. And I just joined, I auditioned for a play and was cast as the lead at the encouragement of my dad, who thought I might be good as an actor, at least should give it a shot. So it was just kind of I wouldn't call it a fluke, but it was just simply a suggestion from my dad to do something which I'd never done. He thought I might be good at it. I seemed to receive some praise or at least some encouragement to continue to do that by others involved in that circuit, and the rest is history. I've been involved in theater ever since, and then involved in something on camera for the past 2 years straight, commercial, film, industrial, things like that.
That's wonderful. Well, we've been talking a lot about you and about your acting interest and whatnot. Yes. We haven't talked too much about your role in this film. Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you had to bring to this film?
Okay. I hate to sound like it's a cop-out answer, but this is just me being honest as an artist, as an actor. I suppose the concept, this is a little bit of a David Mamet-esque type of thing, so I don't think it's pretentious, but I'm not really, I don't hold much merit in the value of character and things like this, just because of the fact that everything I do is always going to be Brendan in some way, even if it isn't necessarily a manifestation of the way I am in real life. Surely it all comes from me and is some part of Brendan. So what did I have to bring to it? Just simply honesty. That the plot, the dialogue, the lines given to me indicate who this man is, and as long as I speak them honestly and get what I want from the other characters, that will show itself. She wrote into the script the fact that this guy's a womanizer. If I play these scenes in the way that I should with these various women, you'll get to know that.
So it's fun to be at a premiere?
Absolutely, absolutely. There was a Los Angeles premiere of this same movie 5 months ago, I think is what it was now, back in March 28th. It premiered at a festival called Method Fest, which is an independent film festival known for concentrating on the merit of actors and things of that nature. And it broke the attendance records at that festival and sold out and had a very good reception. Won the audience's award for Best Feature Film. So did very well. And that was my first film festival. Again, I've only been doing this for a couple of years, but now this is the first Iowa premiere of it. So Sure, definitely fun. Good to see a lot of these folks again. Holly made good friends with in the course of this film, and a few others aren't quite out yet from Los Angeles, but will be later on in the week for other premieres and things. But it's good to see the rest of the Iowa cast, Los Angeles cast, Becky, the director, Terry, the producer, et cetera, et cetera. Good to see them.
Well, thank you, Brendan.
Absolutely.
I know you're going to do brilliantly, and thank you so much for taking this time. Very nice to meet you.
this is the premiere with the whole crew and cast, well, most of them, and this is the one where the energy is just through the roof, and everyone gets to enjoy the project we're a part of, and it's really exciting.
And lovely for you to be here in Iowa. I know that Becky, the director and the writer, has a long history with Iowa, but is this your first visit other than the shoot?
Yeah, it is. The shoot was my very first visit, and we shot in McGregor, Iowa, which is a stunning place and very underrated, and it was autumn and the leaves were changing, and that's my favorite season. And Iowa City is amazing. This is the coolest college town I've seen.
We like to hear that. and Becky, you have a history with Iowa City as well, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like Iowa City.
But I thought that you had also studied here. My mistake. But you are from Iowa. You're from Okoboji. And I'm interested in why you decided to shoot the film in McGregor on the eastern side of the state rather than the Okoboji area.
That's a really good question. When I wrote the script had to have a place that geographically was agricultural but had a tourist element to it, and I wanted to initially shoot it on a lake. So I did a big circle around Iowa. I went to Clear Lake, Storm Lake, Okoboji, but then when I met up with Terry Trimpe, who became my executive producer, he said, I really want to work with you on the film, but I think you need to take a look at McGregor, Iowa, which my mother loves McGregor. So I said, okay, let's go look. And when I saw McGregor in the Mississippi River, I said, I think I could be very happy shooting here.
And doing it in the fall made all the sense in the world because it's so gorgeous that time of year.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Farm scenes, just a few strategic, absolutely gorgeous scenes of fields turning gold in the fall and then the leaves changing. For me, were important moments in that film. Were they for you?
Thank you. I loved them, and I felt, not to try to be intellectual about it, but I really felt that the fall, or the turning towards fall on the farmland, and the sort of rotation of life of the day really sort of reflected her experiences going through a day, and I really loved the parallels. So I'm glad you liked it.
Much. Now, I'd like to find out how it is that you became involved with this film, Holly. I understand there's a story that the two of you can tell us. Should I go to you first? You, Holly.
I read the script. I had an audition scheduled, so I first read the script, and I was absolutely blown away. When I read it, I knew that this would be my favorite movie, had I ever seen it. So I had to be involved in it some way, and I actually ended up reading it aloud to several of my friends. It was so good. I went to the audition, and I just got all paranoid about wanting to look perfect for it, and so I straightened my wild, crazy hair, and it didn't work that time. It didn't work. She didn't want to. They said, that's it, we're not going any further with Holly Hirsch. And so I was absolutely devastated and had, an actress freak out. and I worked really hard to get myself back in there, and Becky saw me again.
I saw her twice.
And he saw me twice.
So what turned it around?
When I saw Holly, I thought this is a very good actress. She had a lot of experience, and she's a smart, composed young woman. She had. This sounds silly, but she had straightened her hair, and I wanted somebody playing 16, and she seemed so composed and mature, and with her hair straight, I thought she was very sophisticated. Like, she's a terrific actress, but a little bit in the older age group. And so when she came back into audition for me again, she had her hair this wonderful way that she has it now, and she really, really felt 16 to me, and she felt like the one person that I believed could be in this girl emotionally and intellectually, and I was very nervous because that character carries the film. So I took a deep breath and I said, this is the young actress I'm going to go with, and this is really true. After just this gut-wrenching decision, I felt completely calm, and from then on I was happy, and I love her in the film. So it was exactly the right thing to do.
I've never related to a character more than Kate. There's so much about Kate that is so much like me, and it was really cool getting to show certain passions I have. Whenever I read a book like Kate, that's all I can talk about, and my friends and family don't like that so much, much to their chagrin. And I experienced my teen romance, my first love, kind